Hey there, it's Julie Hutchison from Think, Be, Do Leadership and the home of the Quiet Leaders Launchpad. And I just had to laugh today because I had to cut short one of my trainings today. And it's a cautionary tale for all of us leaders and anybody who speaks and anybody who goes on lives, is all I can say. It's, it's a bit like the dog ate my homework, but not quite the same, because whilst I was delivering a training in our 5-day Unleash Your Quiet Leaders Brilliance program that we're running this week, my dog, Meg, who is a 13-year-old Labrador, almost 13-year-old, is quite old, a bit sick, not that great, and has a problem with her throat anyway, managed to suddenly stand up in the middle of my training and decide that she was going to be sick. And any of you who've got a dog, I won't go into detail, but you know when the dog is going to go. You know, especially if it's in the middle of the night, you know when it's going to happen. And of course, there I am trying to be professional. There I am trying to be capable and confident and know what I'm talking about and be seen as I know what I'm talking about, just like all those amazing leaders that we are trying to be. Yeah. And she is in behind me making a huge amount of noise, and once again, it's happened before actually, but once again manages to produce a pile of whatever on the floor, and the noise was disgusting, so I had to turn off. And you might think, Julie, why on earth are you talking about this? And I wouldn't blame you for that, but there is a cautionary tale for us leaders, and that is that we have to be prepared for the worst and prepared to deal with whatever happens, a bit like a swan. Like, you could be paddling like crazy underneath, but you need to be able to shield your team from some of the worst of the mess that may be coming around the corner. You look like a swan on top, you're gliding along the water and you're paddling underneath. And I know, and you're absolutely right, it is a sort of toss up between whether or not you make out everything is absolutely perfect, which I don't agree with, because you need some honesty and there is always the vulnerability that you need. But you need also sometimes to be able to shield them. You need to put a bubble around your team that gives them some certainty and some clarity in what they're doing and the way they see it. Otherwise, they can be completely demotivated, confused, and won't be doing any work. Quite right too, really. And you're going to need to care for them. So if you are able to put this sort of force field or shield around them that gives them that clarity, then that really helps. And the reason I was saying about the dog was because that's exactly what needs to happen here. Is like, it doesn't matter really if the dog's sick or the world is falling apart, around us, and all this stuff is going on that's making people feel bad, and you feel bad, and maybe you feel overwhelmed. But there has to be a point as the leader where we're going to have to take what we have and make the best of it. Does that make sense? If it does, pop it in the comments. If you're watching this live, great. If you're not watching it live, pop it in the comments on the replay. But it's really, really important that as leaders that we are able to hold ourselves steady in a storm. Yeah, we've all got the storm. We've all got things happening. We've all got kids flying around behind us or whatever while we're working from home. All this stuff. And so the importance of this is to be able to truly shield our people from, I don't want to say the word, but from the mess that may be around us, and creating this lovely bubble that says, yes, we accept that other things aren't working. We accept there's some stuff that's wrong, the dog or the thing or the world, COVID or whatever it is. But this is what we are going to choose to do in these times, and create this clarity and certainty for the team, which will mean that they can trust you, they can feel safe as it's possible to do, and they can move forward. And they always need a leader in the time of a crisis. What they don't need is you to panic and you to fall apart. And now that's hard, isn't it? Because it sounds like I'm feeling a little bit harsh here, because if I'm saying, oh, don't panic, you keep yourself, sane and able and be like the swan, but who looks after you? And that's really important too, because you need somebody that you can go to and actually say how you really feel, or to bounce ideas off of, or to tell you the realities of things too, or keep you safe too. And so that's why it's important to have somebody who can listen to you. Now, whether that's your partner, whether that's a coach like myself, or whether you're part of a coaching group like the ones that we run, it doesn't matter what that is, but you need that, because your job is to get enough of that for yourself to keep yourself safe so that you can put that bubble around your team. So that was why the cautionary tale is that you you have to be prepared for what isn't likely to come. You have to be prepared for what is likely to come, and have those plans for how are you going to keep safe. And not you don't know the answer to everything, but it's how do you deal with those things that come at you without falling apart, and with keeping your team holding your team in a space where they are feeling secure enough to be able to continue. So a humorous look at that. I hope that's of use to you. Who wants to know that? You're probably thinking, no, I didn't want to know that at all, because about Julie's dog, but she gets into everything. So there you go. Another day for Meg at the office. Have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.